Welcome to TVC Live. Woo! We are so glad you're here. We're still trying to figure out the timing of all this stuff. So, we realized we hadn't gone live right away.
So let us know you can hear us in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chat with us. Let us know if you can hear us, and then where you are right now. We'd love to know where you're parked or where you're living or what you're doing. Just talk to us. Make sure we're communicating, and we're not just talking for the fun of it.
Though we are talking for the fun of it.
Oh, yeah.
We enjoy talking anyway, so it's all good. Just want to be talking to other people than just ourselves.
All right. So we got... Marketing Explorer coming in from
Jeremy.
Northern.
Hey, Teresa.
Teresa Ott coming in from somewhere in Tennessee, I think.
Oh, Mike, you sound much warmer in Phoenix than here. It's a little chilly here.
Oh, my gosh.
It's lovely, but chilly.
All right, sounds level. My son told us that we were too loud last time, so checking the levels. Mary had a little lamb. Okay, we're sounding pretty good. All right.
Hey Orion.
All right. Thanks for popping on with us for a lot of fun here. We've got a really cool guest coming up. We've got Penny and Troy Crosson from
Ouray. My Ray, your Ray. He can't do it. It's like, it's not my Ray, it's your Ray.
No, it's like a mind block.
Yes.
I can't say it correctly. I'm so afraid of offending the locals. So we've got them coming up.
In Colorado.
Yes. And we've got, before them, we've got some RV news or just news in general.
Just some fun stuff.
What else do we have? Then
Mom, hi! You made it.
Oh my god!
You figured out chat.
It's my favorite mother-in-law. Wow. So then we've got Liz Wilcox. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. Liz Wilcox,
maybe a little bit.
The famous Liz Wilcox will join us. She's going to introduce a quick video. Well, I say quick. It's about a 15-minute video about some maintenance issues that different people have had. These are some really cool people that she had turn in videos for maintenance issues. So that's going to be kind of fun to watch.
Some funny stories about maintenance. So if you have a funny story about maintenance, please put it in chat. We're always interested in hearing fun news stories about maintenance and all the issues people have with their RVs.
Yes, absolutely.
Just to make ourselves feel better, honestly. Hey, Remy.
Oh, Remy's watching.
My favorite puppy.
So we'll do that video, and then we'll come back for a tearful goodbye, and then we're going to send you out with. Deborah just did a blog post about one of our Sedona trips, last year or 2 years ago now. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we pulled together some of our favorite photos and we did a slideshow. That's what's going to send you out back into the rest of your Tuesday evening. So thanks for being here.
Stick around for that.
We are so glad you're here.
Absolutely.
All right. Shall we get into the news?
Teresa says there are no funny stories about maintenance. Okay, so maybe not funny, but like in looking back on it, or just something we could all learn from.
Look at that.
Oh,
Liz Wilcox's mom is why. We got the moms in the house.
Like that. Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right.
Oh, rocker switches. Good. I'm glad you switched those out, Mike. I have no idea what that means, but I think it sounds good.
Rocker switch is what I replaced here a couple of months ago.
Oh, that was important. Yes.
So we can just talk about rocker switches all night if you want to.
Let's not
That'd
do that.
be fun.
All right. Let's get on with the news.
All right. Let's get on with the news. So we've had some exciting things coming up. April 16th is a banner day.
High five. National High Five Day, but don't
do
high
it
five.
This year.
You can do virtual high fives only. No actual touching.
No.
But the more important thing is, it is also the same day as National Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day.
Isn't it? Is this National Wear Your Pajamas Month? Really?
Well, really, for all of the nation, yes. But for we RVers, really, isn't it National Wear Your PJs to Work Day every day?
That's true. So yesterday I was out grilling. Not yesterday. A few days ago I was out grilling, and I still had my pajamas on. I was grilling breakfast, to be fair, and our neighbor came by and made fun of me.
Huh, shocking. People made fun of you.
But then I saw him later in the week wearing his pajamas, walking the dog.
Oh, so it all works out.
So we have some other news.
I agree, Teresa, every day. Yes.
So RV rentals are down big time this year because of the virus. But I think the interesting thing there is the silver lining is that maybe RV rentals will be at a really good price this year. If you're looking to get into this RV world and want to rent an RV just to try it out, once things get cleared up, maybe there'll be some good deals out there. Or if you're looking to buy, maybe there's a good deal out there. And speaking of wanting to buy, Tiffin announced that they're going to reopen their plants for manufacturing. So that's really cool. That's great
fun.
news.
Yes.
And
hopefully that means there is a light coming at the end of the tunnel.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Deborah, you know that you and I, whenever there's a new restaurant in town, whenever there's a lemonade stand that's open, you know we like to go support those
I don't
endeavors.
like the direction this is going.
I think we need to go buy a Tiffin. We need to show our
And
support.
on to other news. This is, I think, really nice. So this is in the category of some good news. That a lot of folks that do have mobile homes or RVs and they're not using them right now, they are actually, there's now a Facebook account, and they people can post and say that they would let some people in the healthcare business use them. So they either can park them at their home so that way they can be away from their families, but also just to have a great place to go to when they're off duty, but also not affecting anybody they live with. So really nice, special. It started with just a couple of people, and now it's really grown to over thousands of people are doing this across the country, and I think that's really heartwarming and just goes to show that RV people are great people.
Yeah, really cool story. The Himalayan mountaintops are visible for the first time in 30 years. This kind of blows me away. I guess that's another benefit.
Silver lining. Yeah. There's a silver lining. We don't move as much, then the mountains can be seen up in India. So, yeah. And in the other piece of sweet news was, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but this man decided to use up all of his savings. He's married to someone in the healthcare business, and he just wanted to do something nice for all of the other people that she worked with. And so he started buying gas for nurses that were heading to the nearby hospital. And then another woman gave him $200 more, and he was able to fill up even more tanks. Just really heartwarming what's happening across the country. I mean, I think people are trying to find the silver linings, and we're all doing the best we can. And by the way, that reminds me, I wanted to show y'all. I do have a mask. We both have a mask. Isn't that adorable? It's got little campers on it. Thank you to Julie Ryan for our mask. Her mom made them for us, and we were very excited. We got to wear them in Publix the other day, so that was kind of fun.
One of our E-Block peeps. We appreciate that. Actually, her mom, right?
Yeah, her mom.
Yeah, her mom. Mm-hmm. So if you do see any really cool RV news, send us an email, Deborah at thevirtualcampground.com, and we'll include it in one of our upcoming broadcasts.
News or something fun that you want to share with the rest of the RV folks. We just want to share information across each other, across our community, and we want to stay uplifted. So anything you find that you want to share, please do.
Yeah. All right. So let's get on with our guests.
Yes, absolutely. Nope.
Right,
I want to bring on our guests. I'm very fascinated to talk with them.
So, Ouray, Colorado, or Ouray, Colorado, whatever you want to call it, is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and it's one of our favorite places. The whole Telluride, Ouray area is just stunning. We're going to try to get out there at some point this summer, and when we do, we'll be going to this Ouray KOA. So in the course of doing that, we started doing some research, started making some arrangements, and just fell in love with this place. And we thought, well, this would be a great opportunity to bring on some campground owners that are in the middle of all this coronavirus stuff, and talk with them about how that's affecting their campground, and to give us some tips on how to book campgrounds, what we should be looking for, that sort of thing. So I would like you to give a big, warm welcome to Troy and Penny.
Hi. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome to TVC Live.
Okay, so the first order of business is to, again, teach Barry how to say the name of your town.
Well, Chief Ouray, or Ouray, was an Indian way back in the 1700s who founded the town. And so if you're an American Indian, you'd say Ouray. But now the locals call it Ouray.
So really, Barry just is letting his natural self come out or something.
That's right.
Yes.
Exactly. All right. So as long as I'm kind of close and the locals don't kick me out, then That's all.
That's
I'm
all
going
he
for.
really cares about. That's exactly right.
So yeah, thank you for coming on. I guess let's get the bad part of what's happening now out of the way. Tell us how this whole situation's affecting the campground, what you're seeing for bookings, and how you've made adjustments.
Well, when the coronavirus happened, and the lockdown from the state of Colorado, we here in Ouray, we're a destination campground. So most of our campers start the first of next month. So we really haven't had that many cancellations. We've had a lot of pass-throughs here the last month or two, either people going home or coming here to find a job. And as of Monday, yesterday, I guess, we became one of the campgrounds for the Colorado state government. In case there's a pandemic in this area, then they will come and use us because we are separated more than 6 feet apart, except right now. So, we're in constant contact with our local sheriff and the state just to make sure we're in compliance. And we have, I don't know a lot about different campgrounds in this area, but we are one of the 2 in Ouray County. And we are we're an essential campground because we have stores, we sell groceries, we sell medicine, toilet paper.
Yay! Okay, we're headed that way.
We're in our bar right now, but it's not open, and we plan on opening May the 8th. But anyway, back to your original question, it's affected us somewhat, but we're, it's kind of like we're preparing for as soon as this is open. We think it's going to be open on the 26th of this month. And so the cancellations haven't been that drastic moving forward because people just want to get out. Matter of fact, I had a phone call today, a guy that's been in his house for 6 weeks. He said, I'm sick and tired of being in here. I'm getting out, I'm coming in there. So
there's a lot of that going around.
Yeah. So we've been lucky or blessed, either both, in this area. We really haven't had, but I think 2 confirmed cases in the whole county. So we're one of the few that's really blessed.
That's good.
Hey, Troy and Penny, we're getting comments on the chat that we have an echo from y'all's microphone. That was a bad echo as well. I'm not sure what to tell you to do for it. And make sure it's not us.
Oh, hold on. It could be on our end. Hold on.
Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can we hear it at all?
So we'll try to turn down the sound a little bit, maybe.
Is that better?
Hold on. Can you hear us now? Let's go over here. Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Yep. Woohoo. Woohoo. Hold on just a second. This is the fun part of live broadcasting right here.
Liz, does that sound better?
One moment.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Everyone talk.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Now let's
Is
see
the
if the
echo
chat
better?
says we're any better here.
Okay, how about now? Is that a lot better?
Yes, they say it's better.
Awesome.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
That was a problem on our end. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, you know what? Let's back up a little bit if you don't mind. And just, can you tell us a little bit about how you came to be campground owners?
Well, it started a long time ago, but we've been looking to develop campground for about 7 to 10 years now. And when I retired last December the 14th, we had property in Texas, and we were going to go build a campground there from ground up. So, we traveled around the country a lot. I've traveled around the whole world a lot, but so in my development world, I thought, you know what, this would be a great retirement income, and it would be good for us and then for our kids. And so we started. So I kind of give you a story. It's kind of cool. We've been married 32 years.
That is.
And I know the most important words are yes, dear. So every anniversary, we would go to somewhere special, leave the kids at home. And so on our 31st anniversary, we came to Ouray, to this campground, stayed here, looked around, and we walked up on the hill. And you guys that have been here, you know what I'm talking about. It's very pretty. We have a lot of mountains. So we were up on one of the hills, and I call it Pride Rock now, but on a Tuesday, Penny goes, I really like it here. Yeah, I like it here too. So on Wednesday, she says, did you hear what I said yesterday? I go, babe, you say a lot of stuff.
But you listen to it all.
Of course. So she kind of teared up. She said, out of all the places we've ever been, visited, lived, she said, feels like home. So let's see if we can buy it. Oh. So we went down and talked to the previous owners and started working out all the details. And we met in Fort Worth, kind of hammered out the details, made the contract. And this was back in 18. Then in 19, we went to KOA University. Penny passed, I failed. But, so we went through all those, all those hoops. And so I had asked KOA, I said, do you have a handoff? Because in my business, you have a handoff. And they said, no, but you'll be the first. So this last summer, Penny and I became camp workers here at the KOA. And so I wanted to know all the ins and outs, not necessarily from the business side, because, I kind of knew that from the past 30 years of experience, but more of the guest, what the guests right. were looking for, what their experiences were, what they didn't like, what they liked. It's really important to meet your guests' expectations. And so that's what we did for the whole last summer. And then we actually closed January this year. So we've been preparing all along for the past, really 7 to 10 years to own and run a campground. And it just so happened that now we're in the most beautiful place on earth. Like I said, I've been to a lot of places around the world, and this is one of the most prettiest, beautiful places that there is.
Yeah, we love Colorado, and we're very excited to come visit you guys. Barry's a photographer, so we know it's beautiful there, and really excited to come and see it. So, who all do you live with there? Is it just the two of you, or?
Oh no, right now we have a lot of work campers. We're getting prepared for this order to be over, and so we have about 30 work campers here now. Our daughter and son-in-law live here with us.
Nice.
Yeah. So then we have the general manager, operations manager, facilities manager, head of housekeeping. So we're kind of getting them prepared, and then we will have our official training on the 4th of next month, and that'll be a week's worth of training. Because like I said, we want our guests, so you guys will come and be guests, and you get feedback. And so we want our guests to be very happy, not with just the surroundings, but what we've kind of done with the camp. And we have a 1, a 3, and a 5-year plan. So eventually this will become a resort. And so that's where we're headed.
Awesome. And now everybody wants to know, did you live in an RV ever? Are you RVers?
Well, yes, we've lived in RVs many times for many years. Not full time though. Now, one of our development groups projects were over in Hawaii. So you know what's weird? There's no RVs in Hawaii.
No.
Shocking.
Can't get over there in my. They haven't built the bridge yet.
Previous to that, we had motor coach, fifth wheels, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
And even up, we were from the poor side of town, so it was all tinning. Then when I married the good-looking woman, tinning was in her vocabulary.
That's right.
But yeah, we've been full time, I guess, since 17.
Yeah,
since 17.
Okay, cool.
And y'all live on the campground?
We do. Currently, we live on the campground. We will purchase a house pretty close to here because as you know, when you live and work, well, like everybody now that's at home on the coronavirus, heck, they can't get away from work because they're home, and then they can't get away from home because they work. So, so it's kind of that, because when you really want to leave, you just want to get away and have your own space. So, but right now we will live on the campgrounds for this year.
All right. Well, we're also getting a question on, do you need any more work campers?
I tell you what, we're so blessed with this area, and we have had many people come, ask, email. It's just right. We will wind up with around 120 workers once it becomes a resort.
Wow.
And we want it to be a full-time. We want it to be a family atmosphere. We want it to be really good for the elderly people like me, all the way down. So just kind of give you an idea of what we've done. We've hired a full-time chef, and then we've hired a full-time bakery chef and barista. That's good. We rent Jeeps. We do all that kind of stuff. So
very fun.
But right now, I mean, we're so full of people that, they can just send me their emails and their contacts, and we'll be more than happy to interview them. We go through a 4-point interview system because we want the right people, and we want the people that come to feel like they're the right people.
Yeah, and so we put your campground information in the description for the YouTube here, and they can get your email address off that, I believe, off your website.
So, Penny, what made you fall in love with the campground in that area?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I thought you was going to ask a question like, what made you fall in love with Troy?
Why do you like Troy? No.
That's a good story, though, but we'll get down.
We'll do that over a campfire.
That's right.
That's right.
I just love the mountains. We grew up taking our kids snow skiing to like Crested Butte, Breckenridge, but it was nothing like this. I'm like, how did we miss this all these years? And it was just never on our radar. I mean, we didn't, Telluride wasn't, family friendly economically, I guess, and not as close to Texas because that's where we're from. So I just fell in love with it. I mean, how can you not? It's the Swiss Alps of America.
That's right. And so for your campers that come, what would you tell them are 3 things they have to see when they're in that area? Or 3 things they have to do?
Drive the $1 Million Highway and just take it all in. Sometimes photos don't even do it justice. You just have to just sit there and pull off on the viewpoints and just look at it. And let's see, what else? Well, in Jeeping, all the Jeeping trails, it's, over 600 miles of Jeeping. It's the Jeeping capital of the world, I believe.
Oh, wow.
And
then ice climbing, although I wouldn't do that. But
So Ouray is considered right now, we have the largest ice climbing contest. So ESPN's here, the whole group in February. So you want to look at that on the Ouray City website. It's really cool. Now they climb 380 vertical feet. And I asked one of them, I said, so what happens if you fall? He goes, just don't.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Thank you. Let's not do that. No. So with your work campers that have been there, and with the folks that have stopped in and out, have you had anything you've really learned from having your guests there that you think you wish every RVer would know this when they go to campgrounds?
Probably the most important from a guy's standpoint is know how to back in.
Oh.
So it's funny, actually, I can back up pretty well. And so I'll go and ask the guy, because you kind of know, you look at him and you go, would you like for me to back in? And I'm not looking at the guy, I'm looking at the girl sitting across the street. So I get in and put it in, and then the lady always says, you just saved us from a divorce. But no, it's very, here, we have so many trees, and it's just, I don't blame it on the actual RVer, because they're driving 5, 6, 8, 10 hours just to get here. Well, they're wore out. So what we try to do is we escort everyone We make sure that we help them set up so then they can have their time, and that's most important, is overdoing and helping the guests in any way we can that they're not even expecting. And so that's our goal.
That's great.
So you'll hook us up on our sewer and all? You'll just go ahead and take care of it?
Yeah. So I've hooked, oh Lord, yeah.
Oh my God.
You talk about, I know you talk about, one of them RV things you're fixing to talk about. These people that come in with brand new, and you can tell they're brand new RVers. Well, in where the sewer is, there's a little bitty plastic cap that you got to take off first.
Right.
Well, get a call the next day and the sewer's just going everywhere, and it's just, it's everywhere.
No.
And so it's like your sewer's stopped up. That's what they're telling us.
Uh-huh.
So sure enough, after they leave and do all this stuff, so we're digging down and we find this plastic cap in the clean out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's not too good.
No. Well, that's very bad.
Wow.
Very, very bad.
Yeah, we get you leveled up and back you in and pull throughs, anything.
Wow.
Nice. That's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you just fly here and drive us there. That would be great.
Yes.
So we have security all the time, and especially nowadays, I'm really security conscious. Being from my background, we have wristbands that everyone will wear. We just want to be very cautious of who comes and goes. And it's not that we're checking up on you or anything like that, but it's just we just want to be everybody to feel safe.
That's nice. That's nice.
That's great.
So we did have a question on what is the difference between what you're saying you're going to have as a resort and what you have now?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So right now we have almost 40 acres and only 15's developed. So we do have a restaurant and we do have a bar, and that's where we're sitting right now. Like I said, we hired a full-time chef and a bakery chef and barista. So this summer we will have, that we didn't have before, is the bar's all enclosed, the restaurant's enclosed, and then we'll have a full bakery and coffee shop. Then moving forward, we will have what I call Western Town. It'll be like almost like a sports bar type thing. Then this restaurant that we're in now will turn into what I'm going to call Mountaintop Social.
Mm-hmm.
2-story. It'll have a bowling alley in it. It'll have all the old games back in my day. It'll have virtual reality room. It'll have, have a lot of stuff for the winter, because around here there's not, other than the ice climbing and skiing. So people like to come in the afternoon and kind of chill in the bar and warm up and
fun.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll have a pool. We'll have a day spa. We'll have a kind of a really cool kids play area for summer and winter, like a sports court. Let's see what else. Many more deluxe cabins. Then we're going to build a wedding chapel and an event.
Wow.
Nice. So, okay. So it's going to be very full service, lots of amenities. So that does make me, I do have a question as a campground owner for you. We go to lots of different campgrounds, and some of them are called resorts and some of them aren't. It doesn't seem to be a consistency or standard on what is called a resort. Does KOA have a consistency, or do you know of any kind of consistency of what seems like to me a resort is only if you have a swimming pool or something?
Right. So KOA right now, you're branded 3 different ways. You're a journey, you're a holiday, or a resort. And in each individual, I call it hole or plug, depends on what you are supposed to have. So that makes it consistent across the nation. So those that are journeys are, well, you just have to look and see. It's not a lot of amenities. The holidays are more amenities, and then obviously your resort. So we're right now a holiday, and we will become a resort. But KOA has found out exactly what you're saying. There's not a lot of consistency, so we're trying to make it all consistent, so that the traveler or the RV, when they see a KOA holiday sign, then they know what's there, within reason.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If they say a resort, then they see all that.
I wish that was a little more standard across all campgrounds, because it's amazing what people will call a resort.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh. Now, our company, Mountaintop Resort, is that's just the name of our LLC. But right now we're just KOA Holiday, and when within the 5-year period, then we hope to set, and we plan on setting the standard for the resort status.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're
Sounds
well
like
on
it's
your
gonna be
way.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't see any more questions. Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, yeah. Anything in the chat? We answered all the questions in the chat.
So as far as I can tell.
Is there anything you would like to tell the audience about your property to entice them to come?
Or what you would want to tell? What would you like RVers to know when they come to you, and what would you like us to know about being a campground owner that might make us better guests?
Reservations.
Well, you can actually, now we've just changed our booking system to the most updated one that KOA has. So you can actually select a site online if you're familiar with the campground, or you can go to our information page on our website and you can click on the Google Maps, because we've mapped out the whole campground on Google Maps. So you can actually see what it looks like.
Great.
That's nice.
And you can select that site. You pay a $20 one-time fee, and you can actually choose the site. It locks you in so you can't be moved. Because, if you just book online and you don't really care, if you just type in, full hookup back in, the system will automatically just kind of selectively place you, kind of spaced far apart from other people unless you select a specific site. So that's a neat feature, because there are so many people that have been camping here for 30 years, and they're like, I want site 61B.
Exactly.
It's my favorite. And they won't come if they can't get that site. So they're very site.
Yeah.
Site snobs, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
they want the site they want.
That's
I
right.
think it sometimes makes it challenging when you're making reservations and you want to stay for, like, say 2 weeks, because those folks that come for the weekend and want their one site. So that's always for full timers.
Yeah,
That's always a
that's
challenge
awesome.
we have, to find a site we can stay in for 2 weeks.
Or 3 weeks.
So are there any helpful hints you have in the reservation system to know how to do that?
Well, I would say call us, because we can see it, the big picture. And I had one guest that called and said, I want to come for a month, and I don't care how many times you have to move me. I want to stay for a month. I had to put her in 10 different sites.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
But I said, don't worry, don't panic, because what will happen is people will cancel, and I'll be able to move you. And it's exactly what happened. Now she's in one site.
Wow,
Okay, that's
great.
nice.
That's
Okay.
great.
So don't, because things happen, other than the virus, things do happen.
Right.
So, things come up, plans change, and people may move their dates. That opens up a spot. So it's always best to call if you feel like you kind of have special needs or, specific requests.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Awesome. Great tip.
Yeah, our campground is a multi-purpose. We have RV sites, we have tent sites, we have day cabins, we have deluxe cabins, mini showers, restrooms, always clean. That's one of our biggest praise on social media, is our restrooms are the cleanest they've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so even now, we clean them every hour, even though there's not a lot of people here, but, we're prepared, we're training our staff that way. So it's just a great environment. It's not a parking lot. We have trees and hills, and it's just when you're here, you feel like you're by yourself, or you can, entertain a lot of people, because there are a lot of people here, but you're just not stacked on top of each other.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
Well,
that's great.
Based on knowing that all of us have a pent-up desire to be in motion right now and traveling, I think that you are making us all really envious and ready to get on the road and move. So we hope to see you very soon, and we're excited to come and visit your campground, and I think everybody else will be as well. So thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too. Yes, we do too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Great.
I definitely want to get out there at some point.
Yes, absolutely. We're hoping we get there. It was on the original plan, so we'll see if we get to go out there and take some photographs and share with you guys what we see, so you'll know what it looks like, so you'll be ready to go. I saw that Oscar said he was heading there and going to be there for the whole month of August.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Yeah. Good.
Oscar and Liz.
Thank you, Oscar. So, yep.
All right. Well, that was cool. Thanks for listening in. What's that, Deb?
Is Liz still there?
Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I think Liz is still there. So that brings me to Liz. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring Liz on if the magic of this thing will work. And then we'll say hi to Liz. Liz, can you hear me?
Applause.
Oh.
Nope. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Oh, my microphone
there you
was
go.
muted. Hey, friends.
Oh, the crowd loves you. The crowd, it's amazing.
I know it. I should have known better. Rookie mistake on the mute situation.
You're the one that told us how to do that.
Don't mute yourself. You'll forget. I guess it's just me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. That was really cool. Penny and Troy, was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've never been to Ouray, but I know how to pronounce it now.
That's right, exactly. You'll be like a local when you go.
Yeah. So, as you guys know, I've mainly just been working on revamping Fix It Yourself, getting Ed. Oh no, am I frozen?
No, I see you.
Oh no.
I don't see you frozen. Do you hear us?
Uh-oh. Somebody's frozen, I guess. You
look like you're in motion.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear you, but I can hear you on my phone, which is a little lag, so I'm just going to keep talking.
That's great.
So, yeah, I've basically just been working on Fix It Yourself with Ed. Ed recorded a podcast today with Cherie of Live Camp Work to talk more about it.
Awesome.
We've been preparing for the Tuesday night live on Tuesday the 28th. And we're just making sure that Facebook is up and running. And what else? I have notes, guys. And I made the video you're about to watch. So you guys can take it away whenever.
All right.
Thanks, Liz.
Awesome.
Great seeing you.
She'll be back.
You guys can take it away whenever.
Awesome. So we're going to show a video that just talks about a little bit about some different maintenance issues. That's hard for that, and I think you'll recognize a lot of the faces in this video, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit more.
Maybe.
Hey yo, so my worst maintenance story. We actually have a few, despite Ed being an RV mechanic, that doesn't, that helps us fix things, but it doesn't help things from not happening. So I'm trying to think of the most recent, and the most recent was actually our air conditioner here. You can see it's kind of old, and we have to clean it and regularly maintain it regularly. I can't remember the exact when you're supposed to, but I know we do it more often than not because it's a little old. This is a 2007, and so recently we were all getting ready to go to bed, just about to fall asleep. The air conditioner's on. We're in Tampa, Florida, so it's hot, and we hear this outrageously high-pitched squealing noise, worse than any child you'd ever heard. It was like a poltergeist was trying to come out of the air conditioner. We ran up, immediately turned off the air conditioner, and Ed had to get up on the roof and fix it. It turned out there were just some things that were loose, and we needed to, clean the filter out again and all that other stuff. But yeah, that was terrible and super annoying, and it was like wah, 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 and it was like shaking, and yeah, so you definitely need to learn how to maintain your air conditioner, and also what to keep tight so it doesn't start shrieking. And then the one that really, really stands out to me is the day we were hitting the road full time. We'd already lived in an RV for I think a little over a year, and oh my word, we are literally, Ed got out of the military. He had just signed his papers, for real, friend. This was just happening. We go to put in the slide. We put in this slide. That's fine. And we go to put in the bedroom slide. and holy moly, it did not come in. It would not come in. And so Ed had to manually override it, which is something that all slides can do if you know how to do it. But Ed is 6'5". This is only a 32-foot RV. The bed back there is pretty big. It takes up the majority of the space. And so he was on his, laying on his side, trying to stay calm and, trying to get me to give him tools. So I'll just move the camera real quick. This is our toolbox. Ed's a mechanic, so he's got lots of tools. We have a toolbox. We actually don't have a couch. And so he's trying to tell me what tools to grab for him. And I'm literally on my phone, like on Google, looking for the tool because I don't even know what he's saying. Like, I don't even know. I'm not sure what a ratchet looks like, that type of thing. But after about an hour, because I was slowing down the process for sure, and just his frustration, we were able to get the slide in. And it turned out it wasn't anything to do with the slide. It was, it had to do with the power pole. The power pole that we had, or that we were plugged into, just wasn't pulling enough power for us to put the slide in. Sounds weird. But sometimes that can be the problem. So let's get into the next person's fun maintenance story.
All of our RV maintenance issues have happened on the worst day possible, which is always a travel day. Right before we're about to take off, we are getting ready to go and we discover something that totally delays everything.
Yeah, one time our slide wouldn't go in, another time our stairs wouldn't go up so we couldn't drive, and it was late, it was snowing that night, so it always seems to happen at the worst time, which can really make things super stressful for you.
Yeah, and when you're under that kind of stress, then you start to make other mistakes, and one little maintenance problem turns into a domino effect of other problems, like the time that we couldn't get our slide in, and Dan was so flustered that he ran over with our truck the backpack that had our computers in it and shattered the screens.
Yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't paying attention because I was so flustered by this slide, so.
Which also then led to driving, not knowing that the trailer brake cord was broken and not having brakes through California traffic. So, there's our maintenance stories.
Oh my word, that really sucks. And I've heard that story a lot. I'm friends with Dan and Lindsay, and they also don't tell you all the other things that were happening that day, and that Lindsay was actually driving the truck and trailer for the very first time that day, so she didn't notice. She thought that was normal, the brakes being so hard. So let's get into the next story with Alyssa from Heath and Alyssa.
Hey guys, I am Alyssa Paget from heathandalyssa.com and the RV Entrepreneur, and I wanted to share a quick RV maintenance story of our own with our Winnebago. Suddenly one of our ACs stopped working, and we didn't know what it was, and we tried messing with the wires, and we were like, okay, no idea what's happening, trying to source it on YouTube, and somehow, by just dumb luck, I'm pretty sure, our AC started working again, and we were so excited because we actually fixed something ourselves. But we didn't actually fix it. I think we somehow made it worse, actually. So what had happened was one of the ground wires shorted out, and it was electrifying our entire frame of our RV. So whenever I went to open our metal door, it shocked me, and I felt it all the way up my arm, and I was like, wow, that was super powerful. I can't believe that the door just shocked me. And then 5 minutes later, I open one of our bay doors, and I get shocked again with my other arm. And it's all the way up my arm. Both of my arms are just kind of tingling and numb. And I'm like, okay, Heath, something is wrong. We had not mentally connected that this was because of the AC issue, even though that was 10 minutes before I got shocked. And then I went to step up into the RV barefoot on the metal step, and it shocked my leg, and it shot these tingling feelings all the way up my leg. So I've been electrocuted 3 times from this hot frame, as they call it, or hot RV or whatever, and we finally got a mobile mechanic out to look at it 5 days after this happened, who explained how it was all happening and everything. But it turns out that our frame had 120 volts of electricity running through it. So I was electrocuted 3 times because we messed with our AC. Lesson learned.
Yeah, so air conditioning can be really tricky, and if that ever happens to you where you touch your RV, you know, you go to open the door and you feel that shock, just know you should probably unplug your RV immediately. And you know, we have this course, Fix It Yourself, and we do talk about air conditioners and things like that. Oh my gosh, there's children screaming outside. Sorry, guys. But just know, like, if that happens, you should unplug your RV and just call someone, because you don't want to mess with electricity. As far as what we teach in Fix It Yourself, it's basic stuff, and you should, like I was saying, you know, if it's squealing, something like that, if it's not working, you know, we give you a few tips. But yeah, it can be slightly dangerous. And if, you know, you feel like you're in over your head, then and you also get electrocuted, definitely unplug your RV and call someone. All right, now the next one is from my friend Kimberly, and I'm excited for this story. And then we've got one more from Camille from More Than a Whelan and her husband Bryce, which is hilarious, so stick around for that too.
Hi there, it's Kimberly from RV Tailgate Life. I'm here today to talk to you about watering your RV house batteries. So, let's flash back to last November. It's a great day outside, but it's getting cold at night. I need to turn on the generator to charge the batteries and get some heat up in the RV. Well, the generator breaker tripped, so I'm getting no heat and no batteries are being charged. So, did some troubleshooting. Couldn't figure it out there at the tailgate. Packed up, came home. Several days later worth of troubleshooting and scratching my head, I finally randomly said, let's check the batteries. Turns out one cell in my battery was dead. Completely dry. Filled it back up, and the generator lasted a lot longer before tripping. Still tripped though. See, after all these times of tripping the breaker, it's now worn out. It's weak. It can't hold any kind of load. So, have to pay for a new breaker to be shipped in. Will you replace it? It's not hard to do, but it's still an expense. And now I will have a much shorter lifespan on those batteries. I'll have to replace them before I expected to, which is another cost. All because one cell in the batteries went dry. So, lesson learned here. Water your batteries, and when you do, make sure that each one of them gets filled properly, because the flow rate system, I love it, don't get me wrong, highly recommend it, but you still need to trust but verify, because it missed one cell, and that caused all of these problems. So listen to Ed, take care of your RV maintenance, and I'll see you at the tailgate.
Hi, we are Camille and Bryce from More Than a Whelan, and want to share with you one of the biggest challenges we've ever faced on the road in our RV. And we've now been RVing for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years this August 2020. So I'll kick off this little story, and we'll just tell you about what happened. We were on the road for maybe about 3 months at the time. And when Bryce and I decided to start RVing, we had never been in an RV before. We had no experience, didn't grow up with it. So just kind of went all in, like quit our jobs and rented out our house, and just so many huge changes. So by the time we got into the RV, I think we were just really in over our heads. Like we researched how to buy an RV, but we never really did any research on like, how do you actually manage an RV? So one of the first issues we had was a slide issue in our bedroom. And what happened is the slide decided to only go in or out and had like maybe about a 3-foot gap and stopped. And then at one point it went all the way in and wouldn't come out, and then we couldn't get to our clothes. So this happened in Oregon?
This did.
Yeah. Oregon. And
September.
September in Oregon. So yeah, coming up on 4 years in a few months. So what are some of the things that we tried, if you remember, to fix this slide issue? Do you recall some of the stuff that we threw at it?
Oh, I think we were so naive that we even put out something on social media like, hey, could somebody come over who's in the Bend, Oregon area and try to help us push in the slide? This is thousands of pounds, this slide. And some people came over. We lured them with donuts, and they yeah. Real nice people came over. We met some really cool people doing it, but there's no way we were going to move that slide in. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, we pushed it. We tried pushing it in. We tried pulling it out. We even started looking in our manual. Like, I don't know if whoever's watching this, if you have an RV yet or not, but I'll tell you, those RV manuals, not all of them, but a lot of them leave a little to be desired. There's just not a lot of troubleshooting information. So we were like looking through the books, and finally we made some phone calls in the manufacturer, but really it took like days, if not weeks, to kind of troubleshoot the issue. And I think we both agree that we just felt like, had we known more about how to do some simple things, that we could have not only solved that issue, but like a whole bunch of other issues too. What did we do? Do you remember what we did where we lived when that slide wasn't working?
Yeah, we lived in the back of an RV manufacturer, retailer's shop in their service division, in their service bay, for what we thought would be a night and ended up being a whole week.
A whole week.
We lived in their garage.
Yeah, we lived in their garage. Thankfully, they gave us some power. But it rained the whole time. I mean, it was just...
That's Oregon for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's Oregon. Anyway, just thought we'd share with you that fun little slide story. Now we know better, and we've done so much more research. And I think just having access to really great resources can really help you speed through the learning curve of really understanding how to use and maintain your RV. So anyway, thanks so much for joining us again. We are Camille and Bryce from morethanawhelan.com.
All right.
Oh, those stories kind of make me worried.
Gives me a headache. I don't know if Liz flew the coop, but I am so glad that we haven't had some of those issues, but knock on wood, we have had our own.
We have had some big ones. Some of you watching know we have spent a month or more in somebody's home, really, because we had some issues. The battery story sounded a little familiar.
Yep, batteries. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we have. Well, we'll have to share that story at some point.
At some point,
but not today. All right. Well, that's it for the show, folks. Yep. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If you don't mind, please hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers, and that's pretty amazing. So hit that subscribe. Yeah, get us over the edge. Share this with your friends. Subscribe, hit that bell, get notifications. And next week we have Peter and Kathy Holcomb coming on.
Yeah, those of you that know Peter and Kathy know they're always exciting. They've got beautiful photographs, kayak stories, hiking stories, all kinds of great stories. And they're just really nice people. So we're really excited to have them come on and chat with us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. All right. So anything else?
I'm not sure. No. Okay. And then, of course, 2 weeks from now, Ed Wilcox will be on to answer our questions about maintenance. So make sure that you send us some at Deborah@thevirtualcampground.com if you have any that we can ask them, or absolutely be on the chat and we'll be talking with them then. Liz promises that he's always funny. Funnier than her, she says.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I don't see how that could be.
It doesn't seem possible.
All right. Until next week, we're going to play you out with a nice little slideshow from
Barry's
Sedona.
Photographs.
And we hope you have a wonderful week. Be safe.
Be safe.
And we will catch you next Tuesday night.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.